Hello everyone. Today I got a request they wanted to see a recipe for shrimp scampi, and I got everything out and I put the shrimp in and I forgot to pick up my camera, but I apologize for that. But these were the shrimp from Walmart, and I had asked for 4 bags of the small shrimp because they were on $5 for a 12-ounce bag. They didn't have any more of those left, so they gave me the 16-ounce bag and the medium-sized shrimp for the same amount of money. So I was happy with that. But we're cooking off the shrimp. You want it to these are bigger and they're still frozen, so they're going to take a little bit longer. But normally if they were thawed and cooked, they take about 3 to 5 minutes in the pan. You want them just pink, because when we make the sauce, we're going to throw these back into the sauce and they're going to cook additional, probably another 2 minutes or so. But I'm making this, you can have it with rice, because the first time I made this, we made it with rice, which was good. But we wanted to try it with fettuccine. It's like flat noodles. So we wanted to try it with the fettuccine. My husband is not a big fan of fettuccine, so I'm making him some rice. So I'll show you both versions when I get it done. Right now we're just waiting on the shrimp. That's my daughter-in-law that you see mixing it around there. So right now we're just waiting on the shrimp to cook up, and then we're going to take it out of the pan, and then I'll show you how we make our sauce. So once we get this done, then I'll show you how we're going to make the sauce. Okay, we have the shrimp, We have the shrimp. I just want to give you want it just a little pink, just a little underdone, because once the sauce gets made, we're going to we're going to throw the shrimp back in and cook the shrimp. So I'm going to move you guys over here, and you need you don't need that much butter, but I'm doing 4 bags of shrimp. You need 8 tablespoons of butter and 8 tablespoons of flour. Now, if you have a gluten allergy, you can use cornstarch. Just omit the butter and the flour, and then you can just use the cornstarch if you have seafood stock. If not, you can use vegetable stock, and you just mix it with that, and then that will thicken. Your sauce is like that. We're going to use all that from the shrimp and everything. So I'm going to give my daughter-in-law the butter here so she can put that in to get that going. And then we're going to add our flour. And then once you put your flour in, you want to cook it so it gets the flour taste out. So you want to cook it for a couple of minutes before you start adding your vegetable stock. But right now we're just melting the butter, and I should have took that out before. Still a little hard from the refrigerator, but it'll melt. And we're just gonna let that go. This is gonna make a lot of juice for the shrimp, because we're gonna put the shrimp back in. Now you can make a cream sauce if you want. I'm not putting cream in this for the simple reason my husband is not a big fan of cream sauces. So this is the next best thing that I can do close to a cream sauce without the actual cream in it. I mean, he will eat it, but he's just not a big fan of actual cream sauces. Let me turn this light on here. There we go. This way you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, that's all the juices from the shrimp, and a little bit of olive oil that we cooked it in, and some salt and pepper. And after we get the butter all melted, we're going to put in our flour. And like I said, this step, you can omit the flour and the butter, and you can use just the chicken stock, or, I mean not chicken stock, vegetable stock, or if you have seafood stock, that, and you can use cornstarch if you have someone who has a gluten allergy in your family. But other than that, what is that piece of
shrimp?
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. So now we're going to add in the flour.
All of it?
Yep. Add it all in. Okay. And you want it, you might need a little more flour. You just want to get it all whisked in. Make sure there's no lumps, because you don't want any lumps in your flour. And
I'm going to grab the whisk.
yeah. If you're having a problem doing it that way, then you can use a whisk, and you can whisk it in to make it better. And then that will help with any lumps in your sauce here. And once we get this done, I will show you what it looks like. It's going to take a couple of minutes to get all that flour whisked in. And I might add a little more flour. I might have to. But we shall see. So once we get this all whisked in and we get it situated, then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, that's what you want it to look like. It's like a loose roux. If you get a little lumps in it, you can always strain it with a mesh strainer if the lumps don't cook out. But most of the time, they usually do cook out. So now we're going to start adding we have vegetable broth. So we're going to start adding the vegetable broth into our roux here. And you want to add a little bit at a time, and then work it in. You know, mix it in so it comes, you know, like real, so it comes up so you don't, you know, get it too loose at a time. Now, if for some reason you prefer cream in yours, then this would be the step after you get all this done with the cornstarch. If you use cornstarch and the stock, then that's when you would add your little bit of cream in at the end of, if you want it more like a cream sauce. Like I said, my husband's not a big fan of cream sauces, so I'm just doing a vegetable broth with the flour and the butter. And you can make it the way you want to. This is how my family prefers it. They're not big fans of cream sauces, so this is like close to a cream sauce without the actual cream in it. Okay. How are we doing in there? Is it still thickening up pretty good?
It's a little thinner.
Yeah, you want it thin, but you don't want it too thin, because like I said, we're going to throw our shrimp back in there, and then we're going to add all of our other seasonings. Then you want to let it sit and simmer for another couple of minutes, because the shrimp's got to continue cooking, because we only cook the shrimp for about around 3 to 5 minutes, but you want to throw the shrimp back in, because then they're going to be cold sitting there. Warm them back up, which is going to take about another 2 minutes or so. The shrimp doesn't take long to cook. But that's what the sauce looks like. How's it look? Well, it looks okay. I guess we could throw our shrimp back in there. It's going to thicken up some more.
Just the one carton's good?
Yeah, I think so. So we only put a half a carton of vegetable stock in there. So we're going to throw our shrimp back in. Throw that all back in there with the juice that's still left in there from when the shrimp was cooked. It's going to be a lot of shrimp in here, but my husband he loves shrimp. And we're just going to put that in there. And we're going to add all of our seasonings, and then we're going to let it simmer for about another 2 to 3 minutes, possibly possibly maybe up to 5 minutes, because you don't want to overcook the shrimp because then it would be too rubbery. Some more salt and pepper. That's to taste. Salt and pepper is to taste. So if you like a little more salt and less pepper, you know, you do it the way you would want it. You put the salt and pepper to taste. That's good. Then we're going to add a little bit of onion and garlic powder. Yep, that's the onion powder. And we're just going to add a little bit of that. That's good. And some garlic powder. We're going to put that in there. Okay. Yeah, because it's shrimp scampi. And you want just like a pinch or so of parsley. What I do is I put it in my hands and I crush the parsley. So this way you have one more. This way you have a little bit of greenery in there. You can use fresh parsley if you have it. I don't have fresh parsley, so I'm using dried. Yeah, it's good. Then we're going to give it a quick stir. And you can see that it's still thickened. I'm going to thicken up some more. And then you're going to add, once that's all incorporated in there, we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. And then we're just going to let it sit and simmer. Well, the lemon juice we're going to do, the cap is usually a teaspoon. So I think in a big pan like that, we'll do like 2 to 3 teaspoons at the moment. One more. Okay. Of course we use a little more. You know, because we like lemon. So, but if you don't like lemon, that much taste of the lemon, then of course, use less than what we used. And this is going to thicken up some more. So we're just going to stir that in. We're going to offset the lid. Offset the lid. And we're just going to let it cook for a couple of minutes. Over here I am going to turn on for my pasta, and I'm going to turn on for the rice for my husband because he wants rice. And once this comes up to boil and the rice and stuff, we get the pasta and the rice in, I will show you both versions of what it looks like in the bowls. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is my husband's plate. He wanted rice with his. So I gave him some rice, and that's his plate. And this is what it looks like with the fettuccine. The fettuccine, I forgot to tell you, just cook it to, it says according to the package. And you want it like a little bit of al dente. We leave ours off to the side. But if you want, you could throw your fettuccine right in with your shrimp scampi, and then that will cook a little bit more that way. But, yep, that's what it looks like. If you guys like these kind of videos, or you want me to try out a different recipe, leave it in the comment section below. I love to try different recipes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.